Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. As you know, we started our conversation in our last episode on the goals of succession planning and the process of succession planning. So let's talk today about the goals of succession planning, right? It should be a process. It should be a well thought out process. It should be an articulated process throughout the organization. So let's talk about what are the goals of succession planning. First is to prioritize people's performance. I think it's important to understand performance of your people. In some organizations, this is a well thought out, well articulated process. You have evaluations, you have an evaluation process, you have a communication by which you do it, and everybody kind of understands it. It's done on a routine, maybe it's done at the 6-month, 1-year mark, and it's tied into performance raises and improvement. It's part of your career development process. So you want to prioritize people's performance. So that's number one. So this prior to that's a tough word. You want to prioritize people's performance. See, I got it better that time. Now you want to highlight the link between performance and business success, right? Because you could have success, but if your success is in your own little world and it's not part of the overall process, or it's not part of what the organization is trying to achieve or what you're trying to achieve, it's a success, but you want to link it between performance and business success. I think you want to identify potential leaders and talent opportunities and skill gap, the gaps in their skill and the gaps in the skills that you may have inside the organization. And that's what you want to, that's part of the identification. So the first three key ones are you want to prioritize your people and their performance, and then you want to highlight that link between the performance and the business success, and then you want to identify potential leaders that have the ability or have the talent, and what skills are they missing for them to achieve those goals. Then I think it's important to manage succession as a business continuity, that you're always in that succession process, that maybe once a quarter as part of your staff meetings, you are having that conversation about the succession planning. You should be identifying, for example, you're ready now, 1 to 2, 3 to 5. Who are those individuals that if tomorrow someone got promoted, they're the ready now kinds of individuals? That happens by managing succession planning in a continuum, that you're always talking about it. You're always identifying key people. You're working with those key individuals. I think you increase accountability for talent growth and this assessment throughout the business by talking about it, by making succession planning an important skill that the organization has and that the leaders have inside the organization. I think it also provides a compelling career path for people within the organization. So now I come on board and I understand that there's a succession planning process inside this organization. I think that becomes an important part of retention. And finally, I think it aids in the recruiting and retention because people know that I'm in an organization, there is promotion from within. Not every job will be filled by someone from within, but we have a promotion from within policy, and the individuals inside our organization have that opportunity. And I know that I'm working towards goals and the organization's working towards goals for me. And so that's that succession planning process, and that's the goal. So the goals quickly are you want to prioritize the performance, you want to highlight that link, you want to identify potential leaders, you want to keep this as continuous, right? Just not a one-off. There's accountability for talent growth, so people understand that part of my performance evaluation as a leader is that I have a succession planning process inside my organization. We have career paths, and then finally it helps us recruiting and retaining key individuals. Thank you for being part of the Leadership Library. We'll continue on the succession planning process in our next episode.